So you have been in the music industry for quite some time. You played with
Yep.
many bands. How
Yep.
long? Like 10 years?
Yeah, probably longer than that. I've been doing it well, I've been playing in bands since I'm 16 years old and I'm almost 30 now. So yeah, about like 15 years ish, probably. Well, I hate to say professionally because what's professional, but like, I guess I've been like, I don't know, playing like bigger shows and touring for like, yeah, like probably like 8, 10 years now.
And when did you start doing solo work?
I started 2021. Yeah, 2021. It was it was just like I got tired of waiting around on like bands and stuff and the bands I was in because when you're in a band you got multiple people like all different perspectives coming in. No, it should sound like this. It should sound like this. And I'm like, well, I got these ideas and I don't want to change them. So, you know,
Okay.
I was like, let me just record this. And I remember it started off as a song that was supposed to be for Fat Chance, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, this is cool," and then it just never went anywhere. I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna put it out under my own name," and people liked it, and I was like, maybe I'll do a whole like album or EP, and I did that, and people like that. I was like, well, I guess I do this now. I'm like yeah, the selfish, self-titled, whatever the solo work thing.
It's a great album.
Yeah,
Really good
people like it.
album. People like it, you don't like it?
Nah, people like it. With Black Pill, it's like the first like full length, I guess, because it's half an hour long. But like, I got the other two or three, two EPs before it. This is the first time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this seriously this year. So I'm like, get my friend to produce it, and then obviously I record everything right here. We're at my desk right now, so
Yeah.
just wake up and you're in your PJs, put a pot of coffee on. And I'm just like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool.
So if you did all this yourself, how do you plan on playing it live? Are people learning it to play with you?
Yeah. So that's always that's always the weird the weird thing I get asked. I've been since Therapy Music, my first EP.
Uh-huh.
Uh, everybody's been like, "Damn, I would kill to hear this live," and I'm like, "Oh, you need to play live. You need a band." And I remember like I had like a couple people that wanted to like do it with me, and then I was like, yeah, we could do this, and then like it never went anywhere, and I was too focused on the other bands I was into. So just like I did one like one Jeff Rosenstock slash Dissidente style, like one man and a mic like and a backing track show. I did one show like that, and people liked it. I did it at a thrift store
Oh,
of all
interesting.
places. Yeah, and I remember I just played it through my bass amp and I cranked the treble so like it kind of sounded okay. And I did Therapy Music front to back, and because that's all I had at the time.
Right.
And I actually got really nervous that there wasn't a band behind me, so my friends came up behind me and like air guitared, and like I was like, oh, this is cool.
Okay.
I also did a Aquabats cover, I think, too. Come to think of it, yeah, it's super rad. It was like an inside joke with me and my friends, so that was kind of cool. But to play it live now, I just been telling everybody I'm trying to shift it towards the Chemical Imbalance because it's at this point in time, at the time of this recording, uh, at the time of this recording, everything we play, I've written every single bit of it except for like the horn parts, I think.
For the Chemical Imbalance?
Hmm.
That was actually my next question for you. If you were like doing all the writing for them or if they were collaborating with you on it.
It's like 80-20 right now.
Okay.
Um Chemical Imbalance was kind of like the you know that's where I was like, okay, I really want to play this stuff live. Like, let me see if I can find some people. And it was like, well, we could just put it under my name, and that way people don't get confused. And then I'm like, man, I'm like, everybody in this band is just really talented, and I've been playing with all of them in all different sorts of bands for a couple of years. So been
Uh,
around the world with a few of them too. So it's like, yeah, well, screw it. Like instead, it was going to be called Weftin and the Chemical Imbalance. And I was like, that's super corny. I don't like that. So we'll just call it the Chemical Imbalance.
yeah, I've never been a big fan of that.
Yeah, and I like this guy's name and the weird, really quirky whatever.
Mhm.
No offense to you, Jay Navarro. I know
I
Jay
was just
Navarro.
thinking the same thing.
It's like, no offense to you, Jay. I'm sorry. I don't. It's a cool name, but I don't know. Corny format.
I always just call them the traders, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's just like, okay, cool. Yeah, the Traders is a better name, but yeah,
I guess,
that was like
I guess in the
the
beginning, that was how they got themselves out there.
yeah, Jay Navarro and the Traders. It's I've set sidebar like if talking about this. I remember when I was on tour somewhere in Detroit. I think it was it Smith's Bar or something like that. We played with Break Anchor, and they
Oh,
were they were an incredible band.
yeah, I really love them, and they're like a bucket list band for me to see live. I've been telling Laura I want them at camp so bad.
Oh yeah, no, they were really cool. Jay was unfortunately not there because he got COVID.
Huh?
This is like what, a year or two ago at this point. Yeah, he had COVID and he couldn't show up, so they got a fill in and they played without him. And I was like, that this is cool. Like this music's like really really cool. Like I think we were also supposed to play with the Suicide Machines like the next day, but like obviously he's sick, like can't
Right.
play the show. But yeah, Break Anchor is nobody sleep on that band. That band's
No,
really cool.
absolutely not. I love that band. Um, so anyway, Chemical Imbalance is not just a Wefton show.
No, it's not. I don't want it to be. It's not. It's. I wrote all the music at this point, but we're already like writing new stuff together, and I'm finding out like this stuff's gonna be like. I really think it's really gonna be cool once everybody starts putting their hands in the pot. Like, I like my music a lot when I write it, but like everybody else is so much better of a musician than I am, and that's not like a oh ho hum thing. It's like no, I'm glad that they're all better than me. Like
I mean, I was happy to see you guys live. I think for your first live show, you guys played really, really well together.
we were so nervous too. We were just
My
like
God, it was so good.
and we're playing pretty much all the same songs, plus some new ones at the show on what is it, Friday, Saturday? I can't.
I hope to be there. I'm still working out some things, but I hope to be there.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
where do you live again? I always forget.
I'm right outside Philly.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's where Liz, my girlfriend, is. So
Oh, is she?
yeah, she's in West Philly.
Okay, I'm up closer to like where Broken Goblet is near Ben Salem.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm like 15 minutes from there, which is why you always see me posting that I'm there. I
Yeah, I
basically
was
live
gonna
there.
say, I'm like, seems like your spot.
Yes, it is my spot. Even before Cronin Fest. So who would you say influenced you on this album besides yourself, obviously, because you had obviously like a lot of raw emotions going into this album and life experiences, but like what musical influences did you have?
Musical influences. I always say, and I say it all the time as it's a joke. I think we talked about this in person before. Like, it's a joke where I say, "Fuck ska, I hate ska," and it's like that's not really entirely true. I don't hate it. It's not my preferred music, but if you play it so long, like you gain an appreciation for it. Um, I'm
Mhm.
just not like super like I'm not a ska kid. I wasn't raised on it and everything. So I was always like more of like a metal guy. Like you could ask anybody, they're always like, oh yeah, he listens to some stupid grindy shit. Like it just sounds like TV static sometimes. But music influence for this record, it's like So I wanted it to be different. I wanted Black Pill to be different than anything else I've done up until this point. I wanted to kind of be like a left of center, like step away from like the ska punk thing, but I still wanted to have that in there. And basically, what I wanted to do is create a difficult listen for both people who are fans of ska and people who are fans of like heavier stuff. Um, it's emotional, like it's I went through a lot of stuff this year. A lot of it was me being stupid and not being a good friend, and you know learning learning to grab the reins on your life a little bit. And I've been doing that. I mean, I went to NA end of last year, earlier this year, so there's a lot of stuff that I learned about like patience and like how to like rope yourself in a little bit. um and basically I say to myself whenever I go through something like this, I'm like, I try to wrap that ball of emotions into something musical, because I think it's good to remember it even if it's bad, if that makes sense. Um, but that was kind of like what I tried to achieve with Black Pill, is I tried to like ball that all up, all the stuff that was going through my head, all the stuff that I went through, and try to like create sort of like an apology, but like still be like, hey, I'm mad at everything. So it's like sad, angry, twisted. Ugh. I look towards one of my favorite bands, Botch, from Seattle, Washington. I actually just saw their last East Coast show like a couple weeks ago. Um, I always like that atonal, like dissonant sounding, like it just sounds like insanity, like a like a panic attack on tape. And that's kind of something I tried to achieve with a lot of songs on Black Pill. Um, it, like I said, it was like I wanted to kind of bridge the gap between this is really terrible music and wait, but it's kind of cool. Like,
Well, it's not,
and
I wouldn't say it's terrible. I think it's really good, actually. And I'm not, so everyone always looks at me and like, oh, Jess loves ska. I'm a punk girl that loves ska. Like, punk is my number one, believe it or not.
yeah,
I go to more ska shows because I find them fun and uplifting and I love the scene. But I've been a punk girl through and through. And I also like hardcore and metal and all of that. So listening to this with all of that blended together has been amazing. It's like nothing I've ever heard.
yeah, I'm glad you like it. It's like I said, I wanted to make it like kind of like everything that I like, but also I wanted to like fuse it in a sort of like way that if you're not really, I had somebody actually last night tell me this. They brought it up to me. It's always fun when somebody random that you don't know brings up your music to you, and especially at this stage, because I'm nobody huge. I'm just a guy who's been around. Um, it, he said he's like, what did he say to me? He goes, to somebody who doesn't get this style of music, they're gonna totally write it off like right away and be like, "What the hell is this? This is gross." But for the people that really get this, really live and die by it, even whether they be more ska oriented or more punk oriented or more metal oriented, the people who live and die by what they're into will actually give it the time of day and be like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." Like even if they don't like it, they will definitely try it out. And I really like that because that's kind of what I was trying to achieve. It's like I said, if you're into this type of stuff, if you really have an open mind to like, hey, ska doesn't have to be one way, punk doesn't have to be one way, metal doesn't have to be one way, then you'll give this a try. And I'm not trying to say like, buy my record, listen to my shit, like listen to it, like I'm just like, no, just try it. Just try it. If you don't like it, hey, I respect that too. Like I said, it's a difficult listen and I made it that way.
Speaking of buying your record, any plans to put it on vinyl?
Yeah, somebody said I should do that. I want to put all my
Yeah.
stuff on vinyl at one point. I got no money though, so like we'll we'll see. I might do a limited run in the future. There is demand every time I post an Instagram story, you know, or just like ask people like, "Hey, like you like this?" Yeah, there's like 20 to 30. The one time I did a questionnaire right after the record came, yeah, like a week ago. I got like 100 people like being like, "Oh, dumb questions," and I was like, "Oh, wow, I guess
Hmm.
you liked it."
You can
So
always
like,
you do a Kickstarter. You probably get some support that way.
probably, yeah. I don't know. I never really did a Kickstarter before, so like, yeah, maybe we'll do it. Uh, and you know, again, like we were saying earlier, people were like, "When am I going to hear this live?" I'm like, "Yeah, you will hear it. I promise." This time, we're playing some stuff. This show off of Black
Yeah,
Pill.
got to get the Scranton this Saturday night if you want to hear Weftin live.
Yeah, now you'll hear at least two or three of the songs off Black Pill. Not the 15-minute long song. I promise that. That's not gonna no.
How long
Um,
set would that be? Like half your set?
yeah, that'd be half the set. And I was like, oh yeah, like, everybody's attention spans are this big anyway. They'd be like, okay, we got through the intro, let's go. Like, he didn't even open his mouth yet. It's just a 2 minute long intro. Who the hell you think you are?
Was the 15-minute song the one you wrote during the sleep deprivation study?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one. Didn't even plan to call it Black Pill. Just it came out that way. I it was actually the that was the first song I wrote intentionally for this record.
Okay.
I So I don't know if you know, probably you know most people know, but like I did like a monthly song thing last year,
Hmm.
and every month I put out a new song, wrote it from scratch. Didn't really care what it sounded like. It came out naturally. I had a month to do it, promote it, everything myself. There's nobody behind me. Like, oh yeah, Kia E. Like it's everything was done here at my desk in my underwear, usually with a beer in my hand or a coffee. Um, and yeah, it went over really well. And somebody was like, "What's next?" And I was like, "Well, I think next year I'm going to do something like maybe I'll do a sleep deprivation experiment because I know that that was a thing that a couple guys in the '90s did. Like, oh yeah, just stay up for 12 hours and see what you write because your brain's like all over the place." And I was like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna stay up for 2 days and we'll see
Okay.
what happens." Yeah, I'll never do that one again. Yeah, it was rough. Stayed up for uh, like close to like 46, 48 hours. And I was going to work too. So it's like, it's not like, okay, yeah, you're just chilling around the house and, you know, we got caffeine pills, we got this, it was like, no, 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 no. You got both your jobs you're going to and stay up through the night and you got to go in the next day. And then the end of the second day, I remember I set an alarm at like 9:30 or 10. My phone dinged and it just said start writing and I was like, okay, here we go. And let me tell you, when I sat here like a zombie, I was with my guitar, I was just like, I don't want to do this.
Is there
It
a video out there of this?
I was gonna live stream it actually. I was gonna be like, but then I kind of was like, you know, people don't like, why am I gonna put more pressure on myself to
True.
yeah, to do this? It's like, you know, what, for the sake of content? Like, nah, I don't want to
You
do
should have
that.
just recorded it so you could watch it like 5 years down the line. Like, this is what I did.
Yeah, do like that Kanye documentary, if you ever heard about that.
No.
You know, biggest asshole in the world, Kanye West. He when he was like 17, 18, he met this guy who was like a young like filmmaker with a camcorder and stuff, and he told him, "Hey, I'm gonna be the biggest rapper there ever was. like, you should make a documentary about me. And the guy was like, all right. And it's actually an interesting documentary. Like, I'm not even a huge fan of him, but it's just funny to see this dude like play his mixtape to record labels, and they're like, okay, yeah, this is kind of cool. And he's like, yeah, but I'm gonna be the greatest ever. And they literally laugh in his face. And
Oh,
he goes like, oh yeah, you'll see, you'll all see. And it's kind of funny how it turned out to it now. That would be the only reason. Like, I kind of like stuff like that, no matter who it is, and like that would be the only reason I would have recorded myself.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. Should have did it, but maybe if I do it again. No, I'm not gonna do it
No,
again.
don't do it
No, no, we're not doing that one again.
again. So who would you say has supported you along this journey and with this?
Um, in terms of what? Sorry.
Who has been like your support group?
Oh man, it's been a well, Riot Squad Media, first thing that comes to mind.
I knew.
Um, yeah, nah, I love those guys so much. Oh my God, I'm making shit fall. I love those guys so much. They they've been there for me since the beginning. I love what they stand for, like, creating the safe spaces and supporting LGBTQ and specifically the empowerment of women. Punk has always been too much of a sausage fest, in my opinion. And it's with I always say it's like, come as you are and everything. Like, you shouldn't feel bad. Like, I understand my privilege, what it is to be a man and everything, but I do think that you know there's a lot of bad people that exist in punk, and to have like a female owned and operated like movement, like, it's tough to call them a record label, but Laura always says, I don't even know what we are. Like that's why it's media, not records.
Right.
Or But they do so much for their community, and it's growing and growing. I saw it since the beginning. um and I don't know, they're all of them are just like, besides being, again, like what I was saying, it's like, it's funny to say professional, it's funny to say business partners, because like we just go I just go, hey, can I put your name on this? I'm gonna put this out. And they go, sure. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, but like, besides quote unquote business partners, they're great friends and everything. We've gotten really close over the past couple of years. And um you know I was just talking to Laura last night. Like,
Right.
uh I talk, me and Berg, we talk, not frequently, but we talk, and I've known him for years too. Um, yeah, all those people are really good. The Camp Pennsylvania is always something that, it's like my second birthday. I always say, I always look forward to it.
Yeah.
And seeing everybody, because they live far away, so it's always like my not my one and only chance, but it's like one of the few chances I get to just sit and hang out, listen to cool bands, and talk with my friends.
Yeah. Well, we're
Um,
bringing a bunch of them down here in April.
I know, I know.
So that'll be
Yeah,
cool.
that's gonna be really cool. Yeah, so I might have some new tunes by April too. Well, yeah, probably. I'm always writing stuff.
So you're playing with the End Times in April for This Is Not Corona Fest.
Yep.
They
We're
won't play any of these songs, correct?
No, 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 no. Every time I try to bring them something like heavier than like a Bouncing Souls song, they're just like, nah. Not that they're against it, but it's just like, the band's got, my singer Casey puts it a good way. I totally agree with this. He's like, eh, bands can make like the hard left turn. Like, I mean, like, look at Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray was like a new metal band, and then they're like, oh, I'm gonna write just straight up reggae. Spread your love and fly. And stuff like that. But he's like, every band's kind of got like an umbrella that they stand under. Like, you can step out a little bit. Some of the new End Time stuff that has yet to be, well, it's being recorded right now. I mean, to just lay down some tracks myself. Um, it's a little, it's experimental, but um, yeah, I think the stuff that I write, if I were to throw it at the end times, like it'd be way too heavy, like or way too weird. I kind of like that the end times is just like straight up ska punk, no frills. Let's just do this. Like,
So what's next for you?
what's next?
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, because you don't have enough going on.
yeah, nah, busy, busy, busy always. Well, there's a lot of stuff I have in the chamber right now. I'm thinking of stuff. I'm constantly thinking of, even right now, I have my iTunes pulled up with all my demos that nobody has heard. And I'm like, I just told an old bandmate of mine a couple months back. We went to the gym together, and he's like, "Oh, you still writing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, dude." I'm like, I got over 100 songs that nobody has heard yet, and I'm not talking about like, oh, ideas. It's like, no, they're full-fledged songs that I've written just from past 2 years. I write a lot. Like every day, I sit down at this computer and I try to do something cool. It's my catalog would be 3 times the size it is now if I just let everything fly. But you got to group it together.
Right.
Playing in bands and everything. I guess what's next right now is like I'm trying to focus more on the Chemical Imbalance and getting that off the ground a little bit. Um, we're doing like a little EP with everybody on it because it's you got to have something under the band's name, right?
Yeah.
Doing that.
Maybe a little
Um,
tour.
huh?
Maybe a little tour with them.
Yeah, probably do a little tour. We're talking about. I mean, like we were talking about going up to like Maine or something like that, and then coming back down, or maybe even just doing Jersey, Philly, and then go out to the Midwest a little bit. My friend Jess, who I also play in a band with, she lives in Chicago, and she's always like, "Bring them out here, play out here. You need to play out here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I would love to play out there more." Um, yeah, and I got that band, Long Distance Friends. We only have a couple covers out, but it's me, my friend Jess, and my friend Chris Escalante, who he's like a voice actor and stuff. You look him up, he comes up on IMDb. Yeah,
Oh.
got a famous guy in the band, by the way. um, yeah, it's kind of like we're trying to do something cool with that. I wrote a couple songs for them, and Chris is a great guy, great writer, and Jess is super new to music, so we don't know what's in store for her, but everything she's the singer and she plays saxophone sometimes, and she's really coming into her own, and I'm glad to play with somebody who's so fresh and so new. It's nice watching somebody like grow. Um, and then End Times new record. I don't know. It's so early right now. I think we're doing an album this time, not an EP. And then you got another hour here. I got so many things going on. um I'm talking to my friend Josh Ansley from Streetlight. We might do a band together. He was talking about playing some stuff, and he was showing me some song ideas he's got. So maybe that's in the future. That's at a slow roll, but I'm sure you'll hear something from him and from me, from us. And solo
Cool.
wise, that's still going on. I'm terrible at surprises. I have something coming out this month. Yeah, we're in December now. This month. Um, it's kind of like a follow up to Black Pill in a certain way. Um, trying to give you info without giving it away. Um,
When is it coming out? We could always like put this out right when that. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. You could put it out whenever. You could put it out like tonight. Like, I mean, like the joy of being an independent artist is like I'm not legally bound by
True.
anything. Yeah, so I could. So you only know what I have to tell you. And actually, yeah, you know what? Oh, this is your first interview. Okay, I
I got
gotta do.
exclusive news.
Yeah, exclusive news.
Big things coming.
Big things coming. My favorite thing. Uh, yeah, I guess. Okay, I'll give you the release date. I'm not gonna say what it is though. That's the surprise.
All right.
I have something coming on my birthday, December 16th. I always release something on my birthday for the last year or two now. I try to make it a habit. So I'm not gonna say what it is. All you'll know is that it's a follow-up to Black Pill, and I like it a little bit more than Black Pill. So
Ooh. All right.
you heard it here first,
You
folks.
heard it here first. 13 days from now, something big is coming.
Big things coming from you, Brazil.
Will anything from whatever that is be played next week?
Uh, no, it won't.
Okay.
I tried to get the guys to do. I tried to get the guys to do. Yes, trying not to give too much information away. And we just don't have enough time to. No, the answer is no.
Perfect. All right. So where can people find you?
You can find me.
Balance.
I have Instagram. It's just at Weftin with an underscore. I do everything out of there. My Facebook's a little bit more personal, but feel free to add me on there if you want to. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Music. I'm on Mediafire. I'm on that sketchy site that's going to give your computer a virus if you download anything from there. Uh, I'm quite literally everywhere, and yeah, I don't know. Instagram really is like kind of like the
So if
place.
somebody wanted to hear the Chemical Imbalance today, where would they hear it? It's not streaming on Apple yet or Spotify, is it?
No, if you want to hear stuff that the Chemical Imbalance is doing, just look up my name on Spotify because we play all that stuff anyway.
There you go.
But we will have a Chemical Imbalance dedicated Spotify once the record drops. So, and I'll probably remaster a couple golden oldies and just put it there anyway, just because in addition, just so you have more of than just the record to listen to.
All right. Ox, you have a question for Wefton?
Oh God, where's the paper?
I couldn't find it.
Man, I'm ready. I've been waiting the whole interview for this.
You know what it was. Are you nervous?
No.
Oh, you know what? I have a question first before you ask while you're here. First of all, when you were a kid, like when did you start getting involved in music? How old were you?
I was like 15. Huh?
And I was like 4.
No, you were like 3, yeah.
I was like 2 actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how old are you, Ox? You're 6, 7?
About to be 8.
8, big boy. Yeah.
So my
Big boy,
question then
boy.
is, what advice do you have for the youth that want to keep the scene going?
For the youth, I always say, so I started to learn music just by fate. I found a guitar in a dumpster and I took it upstairs and my mom said, throw that out. And I was like, no. And I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. So I just kept plucking away. And eventually I put more than 3 strings on that guitar. And then for my birthday, I got a guitar, like a real electric guitar. And then it was all downhill from there. So my advice to people is to young folks, don't let anything stop you. Not even like your parents, not your family, not your friends. Anybody says that you suck, you're bad at this. Well, yeah, just tell them, yeah, I do, but I'll be better tomorrow and I'll be better the next day. And, pretty soon you'll be playing This Is Not Croydon Fest and you'll be playing Camp Pennsylvania. Who knows? Maybe when I'm old and in a wheelchair, you'll be playing drums in Chemical Imbalance. Give Danielle some time off. You're gonna have to push the wheelchair though. I'm gonna be like, my beard's gonna be like long down to the floor. I'm gonna have a hook hand, I'm pretty sure. Peg leg. Have a crab boat,
Do you have a question?
I have 3.
You have 3 questions. All right.
Ask.
Come on, get them in.
So, do you think that So first things first, what do you think the genre is going to be called?
The genre,
Genre of
like
what?
The genre of Chemical Imbalance.
Chemical Imbalance?
Yeah.
the genre of Chemical Imbalance. Well, somebody told me at that first show that you guys were both at, people were saying like, "Wow, this is like death ska, like death metal and ska." They're like, "This is like death ska." And then I had somebody once tell me when I was still in the early stages, after I wrote my song "Nice," they called it is like mathcore. They're like, "Oh, this is like ska mathcore. This is scathcore." And I was like, "All right." And like, hey, Bad Operation could say new tone. I guess I could just make stuff up now too.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
so yeah, I'd say death ska. Like that kind of makes sense. It's
Like,
heavy. Yeah.
And will that chance ever have a song with Death Ska in it?
Well, that yeah. I mean, we kind of already did. If you listen to the song "Running" when it breaks down, it's kind of got that. Fat Chance, yeah. Actually, we didn't talk about Fat Chance, but
Yeah.
Fat Chance is taking a break right now. We will be back. Ferris and
I
Lacey are
did
new
see
parents.
that. That's why I didn't bring them up, but I probably should have anyway, so that people know what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah, we're still a band. We're just taking a little bit of a hiatus right now. Ferris and Lacey are new parents, and obviously we're supposed to play festival. Didn't. Things got a little convoluted. We're all still friends. We all still love each other. It's just we all are doing other things right now. So Fat Chance will return when it is ready. But yeah, Fat Chance when it does return, we will have probably heavier stuff, and it's going to be sad.
Is that it? You said 3.
Yeah, there's one more.
Well, what is it?
How much fans do you think the Chemical Imbalance will have by the end of 2025?
By the end of 2025, 1, maybe 2. I don't know. Probably. I hope in the next 2 years. I hope in the next 2 years we're able to get back to where I used to be, where I was complaining about going on tour every other month. Like, oh man, I'm going out to the Midwest again. Oh man, what the hell? I hope that people genuinely like this band and hear the message, because it's not necessarily just heavy weird ska for heavy weird ska's sake. It's the message is mental health, which is why the band is called what it is, and it's to let people know that it's okay to be angry, it's okay to be sad, it's okay to feel confused, and it's okay to mess up as long as you try to right your wrongs. My backlight just went out, excuse me. Yeah, I hope people really.
I think
You just cut them off.
I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. No, I just hope that people.
So,
I hope people really resonate with it. So.
yep. I think that the Chemical Imbalance are at least gonna have 5,000 fans by the end of 2025.
Cool.
I hope so. That would be cool.
Are you gonna
Yep.
spread the word about them?
Yeah.
Why not? Tell your 7-year-old friends.
Yep.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Ox and Jess, next time I see you, we just got t-shirts, so I'll give you guys t-shirts next time I see you. And we got I think Joey said we got patches too, so I'll
give
give
you a patch on your jacket.
Is it Dad's turn?
What?
Is it Dad's turn?
No, Dad's not doing this. He said it's Dad's turn.
I thought he wanted to do
No,
this.
well, Dad was supposed to do the whole thing, but Mom took over.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Anyways,
Mom of the day.
so yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
We'll be looking for those big things coming soon, and
Peace out.